what you're doing?
Love my doing.
Yeah, do you love what you're doing or do you love your job?
Uh, I think um I will not use the word love. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't um uh hate and it's not um it's just for um
Or let me rephrase my question. Do you like what you're doing?
like sometimes, not all, yeah, sometimes.
Why did you say that it's just sometimes?
uh mm, yes, it's because like sometimes you're dealt with some interesting cases,
Mm.
so uh you I like what I'm doing, but sometimes just mm, uh the routine work, the routine jobs, and you need to uh, it's easy, but you need to take times to finish all the papers.
Mm, okay.
So it's not, sometimes it's not uh it how to say, you feel bored or sometimes feel tired about this kind of job. Yeah.
Mm, okay. So would you say that you said it's easy? However, you need to spend a lot of time to finish the test. So how do you
Yeah.
deal with that? I mean, it's easy, but it's time consuming. So what are the tips that you're doing or techniques that you're doing so that you can accomplish your task before or on the deadline? On or before the deadline?
Uh, I don't know how to say, but it's just like you works for years and you, I think you have the way that you can uh you can uh you have the strategy that you can make uh you can do more quickly for those time consuming job. Yeah,
Mm, okay.
but I don't know how to explain the tips or strategy that I use in such kind of works. Yeah.
So can we just say that you just focused or you set or you prioritize what are the things that you need to finish first?
Uh, yeah. Mm, mm, yeah. Um I'll do something that have the um, I'll do the work that have the priority. Yeah. So, and for some cases that might be so urgent, so I can uh take my time to finish that those jobs. Yes.
Okay. All right, good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, well, I'm just curious because we know that um, our task or our job is not that easy, but it's how you accomplish your task or how you do it. So for you, you need to set or you need to prioritize which are the things that need urgent attention. So, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so great. So is there anything else that happened to you today, or what did you do during the weekends?
Uh, Actually not. The weekend uh I just stayed at home. Yeah, and nothing special.
Hmm.
Nothing special. Yeah,
Okay. So it's like
yeah,
every day or every weekend, sometimes it's always the same.
yeah.
So what are the things that you do in a routine way? It's like what you usually do every day.
Uh, you say what I do every day.
Yes.
Of course, that I think that uh, eat, eating,
Mm,
sleeping,
okay.
eat, sleep, and work. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
go to the office, and I think if I don't have any plan, that I just stay at home. Most I usually read books or surfing on the internet
Mm-hmm.
or watch television. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alrighty. That's great. Well, every one of us, sometimes
mm,
it's just routine. We're doing the
yeah,
same things every day.
yeah.
So, so do you feel bored if, let's say, yeah, you're doing the same things or your routines every day? So go to work, after work, you just go home, and then the following day, it's the same things that you need to do.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I feel bored
Mhm.
about, but uh, if it's for the life, I think I'm not sure, but I think almost everyone will feel bored about the routine job that you need to to go to work every day and blah blah blah, like and go to, yeah, deal with those jobs. But as for the life, sometimes I enjoy the routine life, like such like just I said, I read books,
Mhm.
watch television, and surfing on the internet.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay. All right.
sometimes because you don't need to um it's interesting for go out, watch movie, um hang out with friends, but sometimes go out. Sometimes I also feel tired for if go out every weekend. So sometimes I enjoy that I can take my something at home.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
do no plan. Yeah.
All right. So it's like
Mm.
there are times that you just wanted to be alone, take a rest at home, and do what you
Yeah.
want. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds good. So let's move on. Do you remember what have we discussed last Tuesday?
I think it's page 20.
Okay. What about page 20?
It's about use collocations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, based on my question to you earlier, did you observe or do you think did you use some of the collocations that we have discussed? Or can you say that are there any collocations that you knew that we did not discuss, but you were able to use that when answering my questions earlier?
Earlier is means today or last time, last Tuesday.
No, today. I've been asking you questions, right? So how do you handle, or just for my first question, like, do you love your job? So when answering those questions, can you remember or did you notice that you tried to use collocations when answering those questions?
No.
Why? You're not aware.
Yeah, I'm not aware if I use the collocation. Yeah.
Okay. So let's try to go back to your answers. Let's just try to go over. So you said that I won't say, or you said that you won't use the word love. So can you still remember what's your answer?
Yes, but into so I'll repeat your earlier question again and use collocation.
No, it's just, I'm just trying to test you if the things that we've been discussing, or let's say if there are words or collocations that you knew that you tried to use it when answering questions or trying to express yourself. Yeah. So the purpose of our classes is not just by, discussing, but we want you to apply it when trying to say something, answering questions, trying to express yourself.
Yeah. So but I'm not really know what I need to say, like what I need to say now.
It's okay. All right. So I'm just trying to test you how good you are, when in terms of answering my questions, and if you could try to relate it into the things that we're discussing. But anyways, so here are the things that I observed. So, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and provide a feedback before we end the class tonight. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Good. So let's move on with our book. So you said that we discussed page 20. So what can you say about page 20? So what did we discuss about it? So you said that it's about collocations. What else?
Mm, about I'll introduce yourself.
Introducing yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the things about yourself?
Mm, um, it's just like I as mentioned as stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay. All right. So this is
mm-hmm,
about introducing yourself. So what do you usually do? What do you like? What are your interests? And
mm-hmm,
what do you like doing? So those stuff. Okay. So there's also um, times when I asked you to introduce yourself completely and also by using those collocations.
yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So now let's move on with the next activity. Okay.
Okay.
Alright. So let's move on to page 21. Say what you think. So still, it's more on expressing yourself. So again, the activity, this is for you to express yourself fluently. So as much as possible, avoid fillers
Uh-huh.
because you know yourself more, right? So it should be
Yeah.
spontaneous. It should be continuous when you're trying to express yourself. So that is the purpose of the book that you have, and of course to practice your speaking skills.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty. So now,
Okay.
well, on this activity, I make a little bit of a tweak or like a twist because we're not in a classroom setting. So you're the only student that I have, so definitely all of the questions will be pointed to you. So you're
Okay.
just gonna be answering all those questions. So first,
Okay.
some of the questions here, I already changed it because I know that it's a bit, we've been discussing all throughout about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's more of, so just the title, say what you think. When we say what you think, what can you say about that?
Say what you think.
Yeah, say what you think.
Yeah. So
So what is your
uh
opinion about that statement? Say what you think.
uh what I um so what I think about what
Okay, so what do you think about
mm,
what?
yeah, because what you think it just like I need to have a subject and
Mm-hmm.
I can I can say what I think about this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure the subject or the things that uh, what we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
um, what I'm think. What I
Okay.
think.
All right. So good. So it's more of like what you think about something. So let's see how fast you react, or how fast you think and say what you think. Do you get my point, Agnes?
Not exactly.
Not exactly. So it's like you said. So if there's a subject, so what can you say about that subject? So definitely you're thinking what you wanted to say about that subject, right?
So I need to think the subject, what I want to say.
No, not really. So we will just base it on the questions. So it's like you're just answering the questions. So it's like, what can you say about those questions? Right?
So what is do you belong to a club?
Mm-hmm.
So I need to say what I think about belong to a club.
Yeah. So first,
Is that
definitely,
right?
yes. So you're correct. But first, of course, you need to answer the question first. So it's like, Agnes, do you belong to a book club?
Uh, yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah. Actually, um my office have a book club. Yeah. So and I join the book club. Yeah.
Okay, good. So every time there this question, I will always ask a follow-up questions, okay? So what is the benefit of being or joining a book club for you?
Um. In a book club, like every time have different um different person, different member choose one book that they want to read.
Mm-hmm.
So in so during the book club that I can read some different different kinds of books that never um I never thought that I would like to read.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
and read different kinds of books.
All right. So definitely it's very obvious that you are interested in books. So what kind of books do you love reading?
Uh, books. I like to read novels
Okay.
and for the content of the novels, uh, I'm not uh, interested in the specific subject.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of novels that have uh, have good stories that I like to read.
Mm, okay. So it's like there is no any specific genre that you
Mm-hmm.
okay. So, who is your favorite author?
um, mm, now I can uh, now I can say that Japanese author
Mm,
that, yeah, but I'm not sure the how. I know the Chinese name,
mm.
but I'm not sure how to translate to English.
Okay. And it,
Yeah,
okay.
and his novel is about uh, uh, detection or detective novels. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay. Is this there's actually a cartoon um movie that I watch. It's the Detective Conan. I don't know. I think that's Japanese.
No, no. Yeah.
Mm.
Uh, I'm not sure if his novel, as I know, I'm not. Um, um, actually, there's a very famous Japanese um, author
Mm-hmm.
that uh, I think every his novels uh, will be adapted to uh, to um, um, to I don't know how to say it. Adapt to and come turn into a movie.
So it turns to be best-selling books, and it's always
Yeah,
film
and
it.
always yeah, then it yeah.
Okay.
But yes, his novel is it's also interesting, but I like more about another um, Japanese authors. Yeah.
So for the first novel that you're referring to, or the author that you mentioned, so what are
Uh-huh.
the genres of his books or his novels? Is it about mystery, suspense, about detective? Um, is it about action, children's book? You know.
Mm, I think it's about uh, it's combined detective and fantasy.
Oh, okay. It's good.
Yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
something. Yeah, the story some is very strange
Mm.
and might not be happen. I think it's very rare, rarely to happen in the real life. Maybe it's will, but it's very uh, the story is very um, is very fantastic and yeah. Sometimes you can imagine that things can uh, you can imagine that uh, the people will do such things or this kind of things will happen in the reality. Yeah.
Okay. So to make it simple, the best term for that you could say it's fiction. Do you know that
Fiction.
yeah? Do you know that word, Agnes?
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
fiction. Yeah.
Yeah, so when we say fiction, it's more of imaginary. So
Uh,
it's not that it's gonna happen in real life.
mhm.
Yeah, so if it's based on people's life or that can happen to people's lives, so you could say that non-fiction. So that's the opposite of it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna put
Hmm?
those vocabulary words here on your book. So okay, so next, how about, have you read, or what is the funniest book you have ever read?
It's hard to. It's hard to. Yeah.
Okay, but you have ever read a funny book?
Funny book. Yeah, but I can I can think the the book. I think I have, but I can think uh the name what I have ever read about a funny story.
Or you could say that you cannot remember the title of that book.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is there a time in your life when you read all the time? So it's like all during the weekends you've been just reading all the time. So just like
Uh,
Saturday and Sunday you've just been reading.
ah, yeah, sometimes.
So that is based, if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned that especially if the novel that you're reading, if you like it, right? And you wanted to
Yeah, yes.
finish. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever been to, sorry?
Yeah, been to. Uh,
I mean, have you ever been to a book signing or met an author?
no,
Hmm.
you mean, um, can you repeat the question again?
Sure. Have you ever been to a book signing or met an author?
Signing.
Yeah.
It's sign, Lothar sign the book, sign its name on my books.
Yeah, it's like an autograph.
Ah, no, never.
Never. Okay. But if you like the author, would you go in, go to his book signing?
Maybe, but I never think about this before.
All right. So next, do you read books based on recommendations? So let's say, oh, Agnes, I read a new book. This is very nice. The
Um,
title is like this, like that. So do you read books based on what your friends or someone
yeah,
say?
mm, yeah. I
Oh,
read the book. Yeah,
okay.
because sometimes it too many books, and you just just for the title or the introduce, you cannot you can you can know if the story is good and is worth to read. So sometimes I'll ask my friends so if they have read some books recently and can that is worth to look worth to read. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are some of the books that were recommended to you? Can you still remember what are the title of the books?
Um, okay. Mm, Yes, but I I I don't know how to um it's about a criminal. Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. It's about, I think it's about uh criminal novels.
Wow. You're
Yeah.
really interested in those kind.
Uh, but it um, it's uh the story is about a, a judge told all the cases he faced or he dealt with in the court.
Okay.
Yeah. And the interesting is that sometimes it it's so like you um it is hard to say is what the justice is.
Okay.
Yeah, you sometimes you think the uh such action or such things you do something is right,
Mm-hmm.
but uh in some cases it might not be. Yeah.
All right.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's about the this book say is many uh, small stories in the books and it's just is a judge judges it's a judge that told uh, the cases he deal with in the court. Yeah.
Okay. Next is that um did it change your opinion of the person who recommended the book? Let's say they say, "Oh, Agnes, this book is very good. Try to read it." But when you try to read it or after finished
Mm-hmm.
reading the book, it's like you
Mm-hmm.
don't like it. So,
Mm.
um, did it change your opinion of the person who recommended the book?
Uh, no, because because that every everyone likes different have different interesting and maybe like different kind of
Mm-hmm.
novels or yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't change
Even
your.
yeah,
Okay, good.
and not
Okay, go ahead.
uh, um uh I think it's just like movies that sometimes I feel it's very good, but maybe I don't think you can understand
Mm-hmm.
what the movie want to say. Yeah. So, but uh if one of my friend that always recommend the books or the movies that I don't agree with them,
Mm-hmm.
maybe next time when I comment a movie or books, maybe I'll think about if I'll go I'll watch it or read the book. Yeah.
Okay, so next time, if he, if your friend,
Oh, mhm.
okay,
Because
mhm.
not always my uh actually not I I think not there's no not how to say but I don't met the friend that always recommend me a movie that I over books that I don't like.
Okay.
That,
Well, let's
that,
say not just
that,
books. What about movies?
mm-hmm.
So,
um Recommend movie.
yeah, what about movies? You said that you don't have a friend that always recommend a book for you to read. So, what about a friend who always recommend you to watch these movies? For example, oh, this movie is very good. It's very nice. Try to watch it, Agnes. And then let's say comes next week, he would suggest another movie.
Uh-huh.
So do you have that kind of friend?
uh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So my next question is how important is the cover of the
Uh,
book?
Again,
How
how
cover?
important
Yeah, how important is the cover of the book?
I don't know about the cover. What the cover mean? Cover.
Cover, that's the first part of the book. You know, it's the front page of the book.
Cover.
Yeah, the
Cover.
cover.
Oh, cover. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's where you could see the title of the book. Sometimes there are photos.
For
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
it's very important
Okay.
the title of the the title of the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just the
Mm-hmm.
title. So, um,
Because I don't for choosing a movie or a book, I always the first impression that if I want to see this book or this movie is its title. But I'm not sure because it's always the Chinese translation of the book or the movie.
right.
Sometimes they sense the Chinese translation is very interesting and uh that will uh attract me to want to see uh how what happened or what is the story
Mm-hmm.
about for the movie or the book. Yeah.
All right.
And for the book, the cover, if the cover is very beautiful, maybe I'll uh it's sometimes it might be um let me to read it or keep it.
So you're saying is that you choose the books you are going to read based on the title.
Yeah.
Okay. So um do you watch the movie that came from a book?
Um. Yes.
Why?
Sometimes it's because I like the books, and if the actor in the actor or actress in the movies that I also like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes I'll go to see the movies that from the book.
Okay, so you will watch the movie that came from the book, especially if the actor and actress that you also like will portray the character.
Yeah.
Okay. Most people say that book is better than the movie. Is this true for you, Agnes?
Um, I don't I don't think so. I just um, woman oh actually I just read do you know the novel The Reader?
The Reader?
Yeah, it's about The Reader. It's the movie. It has a movie, and the movie come from the books.
Okay.
And I read the books, and I also watch the movies. The movie, yeah. And I think the movie is as good as the book.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, is there a book that you have read more than once?
Mm-hmm. Uh, there not yes. Mm. But I will the second time I read the book I will not read the whole book. Sometimes I just pick um uh um just pick one chapter. Yeah,
Okay.
and read. Yeah, the chapter I like and read.
Mm-hmm.
But for the movie sometimes I'll read the same movie many times.
Oh, okay. So how many times, for example, that movie? So how many times are you going to watch that movie?
I can remember it's just like a Japanese cartoon, and I like this cartoon very much. And every time he re replay on the TV channel, I'll watch again.
Okay.
So if I just I how to say you choose the channel? Yeah. Mm, Um, it's just that I'm not into I don't know the movie is on the TV now, and I just check out uh if something good that on the TV that I can watch, and I just find wow this content is replaced on TV, and uh um I'll so I'll watch the this movie again.
So it's like there are just random movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, um, Is there also a book you just couldn't finish?
Yes,
Why?
I
Why you
think
couldn't
many,
finish? Many.
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 Yeah.
Why? Why you couldn't finish?
Uh, I, I, um, I think it's just like I'm not interested in the story.
Okay.
Yeah, and every time I read the book, I'll fall asleep.
Okay.
How, I think it's hard to finish the book.
So you're saying that if you cannot sleep, you'll try to read that book again.
Yeah. Uh, am I mentioned this? It's it's the truth. But I um it's not happened often, but it's just like sometimes I I need I need to I need to sleep because I need to get up.
Mhm.
Get the next day I need to go to work, so I can get up late. So, but um, I can sleep. So I'll read the the, the book,
Mhm.
the boring book. And I think about 2 pages. I'll fall asleep and I can sleep.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
that's good. That's actually sometimes I can relate to that. There is really at times that when you try to read, then you don't know that you already fall asleep. Now, do you listen to music while you read?
No,
Why?
not very often.
Mhm.
I'm not sure why, but I'll listen music when working
Mm-hmm.
or do some cleaning. Yeah, I'll listen to the music. But for when reading, I'm sometimes, but not very often, that I will listen to the music. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know why.
All right. That's this is actually alike all of the questions that I asked you tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel tired answering all of those questions?
No, no. It's
Okay, that's better. All right. So I placed here all of the, well, these are vocabulary words that are actually based about
okay.
books or novels and so on. There. So going back to my feedback earlier, so the purpose of this activity is for you to practice speaking, and for you to express yourself fluently. So my observation here, based on, by answering or asking those questions, is that you often have a lot of fillers. Do you know what is fillers, Agnes?
No.
Fillers is like, these are the let's say, I just stayed at
Ah,
home. Yeah, sometimes it's very obvious. Well, it's okay that when you're trying to express yourself, well, we cannot really avoid that. And based on the questions that I'm asking you, these are definitely about yourself. So as much as possible, you try to listen because you know yourself better than me. Okay? But very good. So just my question here is that when you try to express yourself, do you translate those sentences? So for example, you think in Chinese and then translate it into English?
I try not to, but
Mhm.
I think it it can avoid. Yeah.
It cannot be avoided.
Cannot be avoided. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Mm.
yeah, sometimes. But then if you're used to expressing yourself in English, then definitely sometimes it will just automatically comes out. Just like the title that we have, Say What You Think. So whenever you often speak the English language, sometimes it's automatic that you will just express yourself automatically in English without thinking in Chinese. So there. So this
I'll
is
try.
okay. So this is actually a very good activity for you, so that you could practice speaking about yourself and try to be fluent as much as possible. And you could sometimes avoid fillers or the ear cups. Okay, so so just like you said, oh, during the weekends I just so it's a bit I tried to count maybe about 2 to 3 or 4 seconds, trying to think what would be the next sentence or the next words you're trying to add. So you said I just stayed at home and nothing special. So there, so as much as possible, you could just automatically say that in one word. But like I've said, of course, these are just feedback or comments. The good thing here is that you're already, I think the purpose of having fillers for you is for you to avoid making mistakes when you're trying to construct your sentences. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think well, definitely that's part of it. Of course, we're trying to make it a bit fluent for you. So you're already good when trying to express yourself. There are just some words that you cannot find the right word to describe or to express what you wanted to say. So I think that's what's causing you to have those fillers. Well, anyways, we will definitely continue. I'm gonna definitely ask you more about those questions or these questions again based on yourself. Okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. So there's no pretty much feedback or corrections with your grammar. So very good with that. So do you have any questions for me before we end the class tonight?
No.
Alrighty. So let's call it a night then and enjoy the rest of the day or enjoy the rest of the night. Alrighty.
Okay.
Bye now, Agnes.
Bye.